the date for when you are doing that. Then hi guys, welcome back to my returning viewers. If this is your first video, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be reminded of when I post videos. I bring all kinds of planning videos. One more thing, guys, if you guys hear my children, the door is closed but they're actually playing, and so you may hear them in the background. I hope you don't, but beware that that's what it is. Going back to the subject, today's video is in regards to weekly reviews, weekly recaps, and if they are necessary or not. This is a personal preference, but I would recommend to always do a weekly review recap, because it keeps you accountable for the things that you do or you don't do. And every week can be different. Every week you can set up your weekly review completely different. It really is up to you. The opportunity to use a weekly review and how to use it, the ideas are endless, because there's so many ways that you can incorporate a weekly review in school, in work, at home, in goals. And weekly reviews are basically a step into accomplishing something, in my opinion anyway. If you don't do a weekly review, it is very hard for you to go back and see your progress, or if there isn't any progress. And it's very hard for you to make any changes in your life, in your planning, in your work, in your business, if you can't see the progress or the standstill of a system that you may be using, if it's in planning, in homeschooling, in working, in whatever section in your life it may be. So I'm going to go very quickly through a weekly review that I already have set up. If you guys would like a video on how I actually go through and do my weekly review, make sure you like this video and possibly leave a comment down below that you would like to see that. Today is just me going through it, giving you some verbal explanation of what I have and what my weekly review looks like. So let's go ahead and get into the weekly review. So just a small little recap. When I do my weekly review, I always go into my task cards. So for a weekly review, I always pull my weekly task card. And I made this out of these cards. See if you guys can see it. And these are tag cards from, oh, what's the name brand? I got them from Amazon. I can leave them linked down below. And that's what I used. And I just cut it. I just cut the top where the loop was, and I've added my task card itself. And I do have it with colors underneath, with a page flag underneath the label that I made with my label maker. If you guys want me to show you how I did those, once again, like the video and leave it down below. But it is very, very simple. So I take that out and I walk through my steps. Most of them I know them by heart, but I always pull it out just to make sure. Then I go into my weekly section, and then I go to the current week that I'm in. And in this case, this is my previous week. And so here is the week that we're currently in. By the way, these inserts are in my shop. If you are interested, these are A5 size, and a few sizes are coming in soon. Now, my weekly review, I'll show you what a blank one looks like. It looks like this. It's got the weekly, and it has goals. It doesn't say weekly review, it says weekly goals, and you can write the date for when you are doing that. Then it's got 3 sections with check marks on the left if you like to use that. On the back, it has the actual weekly review, and you put in the date for the week that you're reviewing. It's slightly different than the goals. It gives you the same, but at the bottom it gives you some slight boxes that I hope you guys can see. Let's open this up so I can bring this insert closer to you. And I don't know if you guys can see, but there's some boxes at the bottom. And the reason why I made this like this partly is because I personally work a point system when it comes to how my week went on a specific subject. I do track here my home, my budget, and my homeschool and personal. I have a work planner that I showed you. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it. You can see what I'm using for work, and I do my weekly review for work there. So usually I don't have anything here specifically for work. If there's something important that I need to make sure that I don't forget, I will make a notation of it, but for the most part, only my homeschool, budget, and anything specific for home. Now let me show you what one that I've already filled looks like. So, and this is just the way I set this one up specifically. I put the date, the title of the section that I am reviewing, and exactly what it is. So for my homeschool, I do it on a point system for every section in my children's school. Reading, their workbook, piano, guitar, and exercises, and they get points. And then at the end of the week, I evaluate. I keep track of what they've done in my weekly. I will mark off. Let me show you here. I will mark off and put a notation of what they did. They didn't have any school. What they did this week, this day, and then this day here. And so it's easy for me to go from there and go into my tracker system where I can apply their attendance. And then in the back, I have my homeschool section where I track their health and I track their homeworks in this section, and I can account for the things they actually accomplished for that week. So then I come to my review and I will write what that number is, and then I evaluate and get a percentage out of it. Sometimes I do it on the check marks and use it. It just really depends on what mood I'm in or how much I'm reviewing, or if there's some priorities that need my attention really quickly, then I will set this up slightly different. My workout is the same thing. I put workout, and then I put the workouts I would usually do. Yes, I do use lawn as a workout because I do a push lawnmower in about 1.5 to 2 acres of land, and I purposely use a push lawnmower to use it as a workout. And I do track the ounces of water I drink per week. And then at the bottom I have my finances. So these are my main sections that I'm working on for this week. So that's the reason why every week could slightly be different, because it just depends, depending on how my week went, what section in my life needs a little more attention. Now, a disclaimer, I am a mom of 4, and I am the caregiver to a dementia patient, which is my mother-in-law. And my time, I need to account for the things that I do and don't do, because some days I can't do any of the things I've planned. Some days I do accomplish everything. I have to manage doing things depending on when she is having a good day or a good time out of the day. So that's the other reason why I need to do a weekly review, because I can recap, I can make notes about health, I can make notes about moods, and I like this. It's something that I can keep in my planner without over bulking my planner, or without me keeping the entire week in my planner if need be, or if I want to keep the month of May in here and just have weeklies for the month of June, I can recap what happened on a specific week. I do track her medications, I do track her sleeping habits, her eating habits, because they are at a point where they're very fluctuating. So having a weekly review helps me collect all that information in just one place. Now this is my goals for the week. The back of it is my actual review, which in this case, my actual review goes off my goals, and that's the reason why it's right behind it. So I will write homeschool and what, and this again is on a point system. And beware that this point system is my own point system that I have made, so I can understand what my average is at the end of every week. So I know there is several kinds of point systems out there depending on what you're using. I just use it to give myself a score at the end of the week, and I have a goal to hit. Another thing that I believe that a weekly review is great for is for goals. In my goals section, I have my first quarter, second, third, and fourth quarter, and breaking it down into quarters is great. On top of that, when you're doing a weekly review, you can review specifically if you are accomplishing the steps, the baby steps that you need to make to get to that big goal that you're wanting to accomplish. And here I just make a very simple breakdown. I got my homeschool goal, my workout goal, my work goal, and my water goal. Now, like I said, I don't really track anything here for work except for my review. I do add work goal to see what I overall did. Do you put an effort to either wake up earlier or stay up later to accomplish some of the things I want to do if I cannot push them out a little further? My budget goal comes here as well, and I do take this seriously because my budget is very important. My homeschool, my workouts, and my work are some of my top priority things that are always going to be in my weekly review. That way I can see how I'm progressing, or if I'm not progressing, reason why. What changes can I make to better myself? So weekly reviews are very important. They keep you accountable for the things that you need to do, the things you want to do, the things you want to accomplish. And believe me, that seeing this opens your eyes to say, okay, I was a little too lazy that day. I took too much time in a specific section. I could have done it, but I decided not to. Or the simple fact that something that was slightly a little bit more important needed your attention more. A lot of the other reason you probably should use a weekly review is because this is great for health. You can track how the health has changed within a week to another week. With dementia, that is something that can happen. So having a weekly review so you can see how someone's health has changed, how someone's personality has changed, if it has progressed, or if a new medication has made any changes to their moods, etc. Weekly reviews, in my opinion, are something that you absolutely should do in your planner. It will help you realize that your planning system is working, or it's not working, or it needs a little tweaking. It makes you accountable. And at the end of the day, it does not matter what any of this information says if you can't take it with a grain of salt and say, okay, I had a bad week, but next week will be better. And then you set up your goals for the next week, being aware that you have to step it up and make some changes so you can accomplish a little bit more than the previous week. I have an overall here for homeschool workouts, work and water. I have my budget and I have my work goals. At the bottom, I have my point system. I do a 5-point system depending on where I'm at, and I give myself a point. And usually I know the reason why already, but a lot of times I will put the notes in this weekly review so I am aware of the reason why my points are lower or higher, and if there's something specific that I can do to make any changes. But at the end of the day, I do think that a weekly review is something you should definitely do. I hope that you guys enjoy this video. If you guys are interested to seeing me actually go through the process of doing my weekly review, please don't hesitate to let me know down below, and like the video so I am aware that you would like to see how I set up and how I go through the process of doing a weekly review. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.